The Delray Beach real estate market took a turn for the worse in November. Hi, it's John Whelan and welcome back to my house, the Delray Beach real estate market report for November 2022. There's three pieces of information I want to get to today. Number one, days on market continues to rise, list to sales ratio continues to fall, and absorption rate is going crazy. Let's get to it. Last month, I also showed you the days on market report, but guess what? It got even worse for November. Take a look at this chart. Go back to the month of July when it averaged 20 days to sell a property. And ever since then, it's gone up every single month. In October, it hit 33 days average, and last month it went up another 28% to now 42 days on market average. That is a dramatic change in how the market is, and it's one more proof of evidence on how quickly this market is changing. And for a second month in a row, we're showing the list to sales ratio. That's a ratio of what the price of sold property is compared to what it was listed for. And as you can see in this chart, back in the month of May, sellers were getting their list price without a problem. But boy, have things changed. Back then, they were getting 98.5% of the list price for the sale price. Today, that has crashed. As you can see for the month of November, it's down to 92%. Or in other words, buyers are negotiating an 8% discount from the list price to the closing price. That's a big piece of information. So let's put some simple math to it. Let's say you had a house listed at $500,000 in the month of November. The sales price at 92% off list is about $460,000. Or if you had a condo listed for $350,000 at 92% list to sales ratio, that comes in at $322,000. These are big differences. And next up is the absorption rate. It's a figure that I look at on a monthly basis, but I've never reported it to you here in this channel. So for context, let's take a look at what it specifically means. The absorption rate in months chart shows how long the current inventory of properties would last at the current rate of sales. In other words, if no new properties were added to the market and sales continued at a steady pace, the absorption rate indicates the number of months required to sell all the properties that are on the market. So now I want to show you what the absorption rate chart looks like for 2022. Take a look at this. During the peak of the real estate market back in the first and second quarter, it hovered at around 1.5 months or about 40 days of inventory. Since January, it began a slow rise, but then you can see in April it started to rise fast. This is a clear sign of increasing supply and slowing demand. So if not one new listing hit the market back in November, we'd have enough supply to last about 90 days or 3 months. Think about that. Back in Q1, it was about 1.5 months. So what can we learn about all this data? Well, let's first talk about sellers. Sellers today are nervous. Conversations with homeowners today about what their property can get in the marketplace is not going well. I mean, we can justify all we want about how high prices make us feel good, but talking about that's not a good strategy. Today, more than ever, it's more important to do a competitive market analysis on exactly the value of your property and what it has compared to the competition. So think about it. I always say this one thing. The day your property hits the market is the day it has the highest value. Every day after that, and every day it does not sell, the price continues to erode. Knowing that, and as we are now in high season, every day that goes by that you're not selling your house is one day closer to off season. Of course, that's still 5 months down the road, but the thing is, we need to be current and present with pricing today. And as for buyers, buyers are more patient today than they have ever been. They've been watching prices slowly drop over the last 6 months. They're chomping at the bit for prices to go down even further in 2023. At least that's what they're hearing in the headlines. Whether that happens, I don't know. But that's exactly what we're talking about in conversations with buyers every day. And here's the thing. Now that interest rates peaked at 7 and change last month, they're now down in the mid 6s. Where are interest rates going to go? I don't know, but buyers are looking at lower rates and lower prices, and they're being patient and they're waiting for the right moment to pull the trigger. And as we come to the final month of the year, you can clearly see the real estate market locally is changing drastically. Sellers are still living in the past and higher prices, but they're slowly coming out of that, while buyers are getting more and more patient every day. While this disconnect continues in the marketplace between sellers and buyers, I anticipate slow sales as we move forward until this equilibrium in buyer-sellers comes back to normalcy. That's all I have for the month of November. Thanks for your time. Look forward to seeing you next month.